What is your office approach to conflict analysis?
One of the major activities that PCU does is context analysis or contextual update, in which we extensively integrate the elements of conflict analysis. Some of the approaches to conflict analysis, particularly in our analysis work, include thorough understanding of the context, actor mapping and analysis, analysis of conflict dynamics, together with our own internal project risk analysis and mitigation exercises. Apart from the analysis work, PCU is also mandated to give trainings to the British Embassy Kathmandu partners on safe and effective development approach and basic operating guidelines, which essentially incorporate the aspects of conflict sensitivity, do no harm, risk management, and other best practices in the humanitarian and developmental field to ensure that the implementation of PK partners are safe and effective. PCU also applies the idea of conflict sensitivity within the office setting as well to make sure that there's no conflict within the office team, which comprises of people from diverse ethnic, linguistic, geographical, and educational backgrounds by drafting the common values at the very outset of the project and adhering to those values, which are based on mutual respect, gender equality, spirit de corps, respect for diversity, to name a few.
Which challenges do you find when doing conflict analysis?
Context is ever changing, even more so in the case of Nepal, which is undergoing a tremendous transition phase following the adoption of federal system. This requires us to be updated on issues, factors, and actors of the context that we're working on. So, situational update is something that we cannot do away with. For that, continuous monitoring and observation of the context, its issues and factors, as well as major actors, is a must for PCU. It becomes even more challenging, especially during the times of conflict or crisis, when our analysis or source of information is largely dependent on secondary information. And the main challenge lies in ascertaining the reliability of such information when the possibility of triangulation through other methods is reduced to the minimum. Sometimes we also find it difficult to actually differentiate between the position, interests, and needs of the major actors involved.
How do you interact with local context or information?
Before interacting with local context or relying on any information, PCU makes sure that it gathers information from as wide a range of sources as possible and to listen to many different actors in order to broaden the understanding of the context and to include a wide range of perspectives. For this, various techniques, apart from desk reviews, are used in PCU from interviews to group discussion and stakeholder consultations. Given the difficulties of obtaining reliable information for undertaking conflict analysis, it often uses a mix of these techniques to come up with reliable information regarding the context and to present and discuss conclusions. Such information is forwarded primarily to BEK, our major client, so that they are well versed of the context and based on which they can make informed decision regarding the development assistance. PCU also extensively uses this information before engaging with its own other relevant actors such as provincial and local governments and BEK partners.
Which methods do you use? Are they effective?
Some of the tools that PCU frequently uses in the analysis are conflict wheel, conflict mapping and profiling, needs fear mapping, and stakeholder analysis. These tools have been very helpful for PCU in identifying major actors involved and their interrelationships, recognizing their positions, needs, and interests, as well as power and influence, understanding causes and indicators of conflict, and understanding the overall conflict dynamics.
How does conflict analysis impact your office's projects or activities?
Due to conflict analysis, PCU is in a position to give up to date contextual information to BEK, its major client, which in turn helps them to make an informed decision mainly on the developmental implementation in Nepal. There are instances where BEK has made significant amendments in new programs or altogether cancelled a couple of programs based on PCU suggestions. PCU's safe and effective development training has helped develop an increasing culture of conflict sensitivity among partner organizations. Partners are increasingly relying on PCU's advice while planning for new projects and including PCU in their scoping. PCU's advice is also being used when partners implement programmatic adaptations. PCU's ability to produce highly regarded conflict analysis has been possible largely due to the in house human resources, which are well versed in the socio-economic and political context of Nepal. It has also allowed PCU to make its own engagements with other relevant actors, such as provincial and local governments, other governmental authorities, and BK partners, more effective and conflict sensitive in nature.